Welcome to the LeanBlog podcast. Visit our website at www.leanblog.org. Now, here's your host, Mark Graben.
So again, our guest today on the LeanBlog podcast is Matthew May. Thanks for taking time out to talk today.
Thanks, Mark.
Want to talk about your book that's coming out soon here, In Pursuit of Elegance, but want to first maybe have you introduce yourself to the listeners and viewers here and talk about your experiences working with Toyota and how that led into the work you're doing today.
Okay. Let's see. In a nutshell, name's Matt May, author of two books. The first was called The Elegance Solution, Toyota's Formula for Mastering Innovation, which is the Toyota reference that you just gave. And this new one is called In Pursuit of Elegance, Why the Best Ideas have something missing. The common theme to both is this notion of elegance, where elegance is defined as the combination of extreme simplicity, unusual simplicity, and surprising power. And you asked about Toyota. I did have an 8-year stint with Toyota beginning in 1998. Ended in the end of 2006, which is when my first book, The Elegance Solution, came out. At Toyota, there was a sense that elegance was something to be sought after, pursued, highly valued. I spent 8 years there, and the assignment, the original assignment, was how to translate for the knowledge world the things that were going on in the production world in terms of constant improvement, constant creativity, continuous shop floor innovation, how you could get that kind of thinking into the knowledge side of the business. And they gave me a 3-month research assignment to help them try and figure that out. And I wasn't really able to complete it in that time frame, but nonetheless it turned into an 8-year partnership in which I was a fully retained outside external team member, not so much a consultant, but an external team member, and I got to design and develop a lot of the signature programs. Over the course of those 8 years, I took a journey from novice to master, as it were, in terms of Kaizen and continuous improvement and teaching the Toyota way. And in the course of that 8 years, was able to actually complete that initial assignment. But in the course of doing that, certain things had to happen in my brain and ways of thinking had to change in the course of doing that. And that's what really led to the authoring of these two books, was the notion that elegance is about a stop-doing strategy, a subtractive strategy, and where if you think about things in the right way, and you think about things in terms of what can be taken away in order to achieve greater impact, which leaves you with sometimes some incomplete ideas, yet more powerful nonetheless, you can indeed achieve far more with and for much less, which is, if you think about it, sort of the tie to your world, which is the lean world.
Sure. And now in your first book, In the Elegance Solution, you talked about examples of this elegance in different products and different services, right? Would you consider let's say an iPhone to be a quote-unquote elegant device? Is Apple kind of a proponent of elegance in design, would you say?
Well, I think so. I mean, if you've seen an iPhone, and gosh, they're so ubiquitous right now, who hasn't? But it was sort of interesting when Steve Jobs stood in front of the Macworld conference a little over 2 years ago. Now, I think it was 2007, and demonstrated the iPhone. What really shook the audience was that there was something missing. And what was it? Well, he had removed the one characteristic of every phone in the world, which was a physical keyboard. And the audience sort of was shocked by what they saw. How could you possibly eliminate completely a physical keyboard? Walt Mossberg of the Wall Street Journal Personal Technology column took Jobs to task for that. But even more interesting, even more interesting to me was the marketing strategy that Apple used for the iPhone. The iPhone was hailed as the most hyped product ever. Well, I went back and I took a look at the marketing that occurred between January and June, which was when the iPhone was available. Guess what? Nothing. There was nothing. There was no huge advertising campaign, no huge PR campaign, no multi-channel distribution strategy. You couldn't even get a prototype. Even Walt Mossberg wasn't given one. They leaked nothing until a couple of days before launch, when they had an ad, a short television commercial. But there was no marketing strategy. The consumers filled in that missing piece based on what they saw in that first Macworld conference.
Now, moving from your first book, The Elegant Solution, to the new book, In Pursuit of Elegance, how does the story progress, or how does your new book that's coming out build upon what was in the first one?
I wanted to look deeper into the notion of elegance, where not just in the realm of my world, which was Toyota for 8 years, but across domains, be it sports, be it architecture, business, television, for example. I was looking for instances where something had been taken away, subtracted, if you will, and had greater impact because of it. So this book is more of a worldview book. I basically traveled the planet for a couple of years, all over the world, looking for examples, where something had been subtracted and you got greater impact because of it. But not just erased, not just cut out. Like what you see going on right now because of the economy, you see a lot of companies cutting things out. But what they're cutting out are value-adding things. Elegance is about how do you subtract certain things to add more value, and much of that value being added by consumers who act as creators and partners in the process. They're actively involved in what emerges as the product or service or strategy or performance. So that's the difference. It's not just it's not a business book per se. It's a book for anyone and everyone who is involved in the exchange of ideas every day and who isn't. Absolutely. The book comes out May 19th. It is called In Pursuit of Elegance, Why the Best Ideas Have Something Missing. Stories from the art world, from the sports world, to the business world, to the television world, you name it. Can be found in bookstores and on all the retailers. I would love to invite everyone to hook into the blog site, the book site. It's a blog. It's called inpursuitofelegance.com. That's easy to remember. Would love to have people engage in that in the following way. Love to hear their ideas of where something has been subtracted. They've realized elegant solutions and ideas, not by adding something, but by making something go missing, and get a dialogue going around those kinds of ideas. So thank you very much for allowing me the opportunity to share some of the thoughts I have on this topic of elegance.
Well, absolutely. And again, I really enjoyed the book. I'm bad about starting a book and not finishing, and this is one that I tore through as quickly as I could to get to the finish. I really enjoyed the book and hope people will check it out. So I want to thank you for taking time out today with us.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks for listening. This has been the LeanBlog Podcast. For Lean news and commentary updated daily, visit www.leanblog.org. If you have any questions or comments about this podcast, email Mark at leanpodcast@gmail.com.